And then if I have to move them over for different reasons, we'll move over. But I start everybody in the center of the back of the ring. You throw the discus opposite from where you want to throw the discus, and traditionally do. So if I start facing this way, I'm going to throw exactly. If I do everything right, I should throw exactly opposite this way. If I'm throwing over there, I want to move over in the ring this way. If I'm throwing over there, I want to move over in the ring this way. Meaning if I'm throwing out of sector, I can move over in the ring and correct that. So I don't do that in the preseason, but if we're at the state meet, one of my kids is warming up and they're hitting out of sector, I'll say move over 2 inches in the ring, and it'll fix that. So I try to fix, if they're doing it in the pre-comp phase, we'll try to fix it technically. But if we're at a big competition and they're throwing close to one of the sector lines, I'll move them over and swing. And it's basically a wind-up. And all I'm trying to do is get a stretch across my chest, and I'm trying to feel the discus back behind my hip right here, like that. And everybody here has been to a track meet and seen a discus thrower do this 30, 40 times. And we've counted before and gotten, I don't know, over 30 high school kids doing that. And basically, there's no rhythm advantage. I mean, you're going to do this with your arm a bunch of times and then turn. So what I tell my kids is we want to wind up, get the discus back, feel the stretch, and then go. Keeps it real simple on the start. In fact, I tell all my high school kids that they change the rule, and it's a foul if you have more than one backswing. And that's how I get them to not argue with me. And it's a new rule this year. And then all the old kids laugh because they realize I'm joking. But the new kids are like, okay, I got to figure out how to do this one time. And but if you look at all the Olympic athletes, the Olympic discus throwers, they all do one swing. You'll never find one that doesn't. Anyone know why I need my body weight on this foot? I'm going to pick up my right foot in about 1 second. So if I have my body weight on my right foot and I go to pick it up, what's going to happen? I'm going to pull this back, and now I'm going to throw in that direction. So I see a lot of kids in high school going like this, and then they go start, they pull this foot back, and then they take off. So what I do is I just put them all on their left foot, body weight on the left foot. Now when I pick this up, it's easy to turn. Come around, it's going to swing around, it's going to sweep wide. And I put my center of mass is going to get outside my base of support. That means my base of support is right here. And if I go too far this way, I'm going to fall. I go too far back this way, I'm going to fall. Too far forward, I'm going to fall. I want to fall in the discus, okay? So I need some help. So we broke the sleeve a little bit. So he's going to hold me while I'm falling. So I'm in the back of the ring, I'm wound up, I'm turning, and I'm sweeping right now, and I'm going to start falling. How much force did I just create? Okay, so now I'm going to do it for real. Okay, but you got to let me on the seat. Okay? How much force is that? A tremendous amount, right? Okay, now you try. Let's see if Chris can do what I just did. You'll see how easy it is, or how easy it isn't. Okay, do you see the difference between us? Now do that again. Now this is what, as coaches, if we're coaching the discus, we got to teach this. So go slow. Okay, now let your hip go. Yeah, you feel that? Okay, now do you see how he let his hip fall and during the sweep motion? Thanks, Chris, that was good. So, but did you see the first time he did it, he tried to tear through that position and never actually hit that position? So what we're trying to do is get right here, our hip falls, and then we sweep to the center of the ring. That is the biggest force-producing move out of the back of the ring, okay? And it's a slow move. I'm pushing off, and I have do my what's called a jump turn. So I'm going to jump. I'm going to start getting my foot around. I'm going to face the throwing ear. The throwing ear is this way. My jump turn is going to look like this. If I can do it this way, I'm going to come out of the back of the ring, I'm throwing in that direction. My jump turn's going to look like that. Going to come down and go back up. See, down, up, down, up. So when you wind up and you're coming out of the back, you're going to wind up with your discus high. And when you come out of the back, your discus is going to drop and be behind your hip. Left shoulder is over the right knee. My discus is behind me. Both of my arms are long as possible. Don't want to have a short left arm. The delivery phase, the right knee is moved laterally. That we have that in there is a lot of coaches say, okay, especially in the shot, turn your foot, turn your foot, turn your foot. In all the throwing events, we think about the firing sequence of proximal to distal. Proximal being our core, distal being our fingers. Okay? Hip, shoulder, discus. If my left arm goes right here, I'm going to throw it like that, straight out. If my left arm goes up, I'm going to throw it up. Does everybody understand that? The left arm helps you set up your angle of release. So if I've got somebody who's following every throw and they're throwing the discus straight out, I can tell them, block higher with your left arm, they'll throw farther, and they'll stay in the ring. One is non-reverse like that. Second one is that. Basically, I reverse, I land, and I'm done. Or hip, shoulder, discus, finish. First fingers at a different distance apart, one shows them closer together. And basically, sometimes kids have a problem with throwing off their middle finger instead of their first finger. And I say just keep the fingers together and that'll solve that problem. And I talked about this, swinging the discus around to feel just kind of feeling this grip. You want them to roll it. So I would get down here, I have a slide to show. So I get down here and I roll this discus like that, sorry.
That was my shin.
Roll it straight. So anyway, around straight, and I don't care if it curves a little bit, but once they do that, they're ready to actually release the discus. And so we do a lot of that at level 2. In the discus, we want to have radius. The farther that discus is away as possible. So what he's asking is, if I'm throwing and I'm centered over both of my hips, I'm here. But if I'm leaning over this hip, you see how much I was able to get my discus farther out? So that adds to his radius. So he's actually reaching out there. And that's kind of an advanced thing. You don't really, I have to have a kid, and I just start moving it in, like making an infinity sign with it. And then when I get comfortable doing it, then I can bring it across my body. So I'm just trying to make it and feel the discus sitting in my hand once I get it, once I start doing that, I feel it not leaving. Yes?
She was asking about the size of the disc earlier, and I didn't want you to be remiss, but